Good afternoon and welcome to the Coach Mike Ray Show. I'm Mike McElyea, I'm your host. With me is Coach Mike Ray, head men's basketball coach for the Lincoln Trail College Statesman and Coach. It's been a long preseason, but we're getting close. Let's back up just a little bit to the time before practices actually began a couple of weeks ago. What were your guys doing to get ready for the practices and then build their foundation for the season?
Obviously, open gym started, Mike, the middle of August when school started. From there, we went directly into the weight room, and Coach Patterson's in charge of the weights, done an excellent job in the weight room. And from there, individual workouts, just a lot of preconditioning to get ready for the opening day to practice on October 1st.
All right, now practice has been going on for a couple of weeks. What have you seen in the formal practices that causes you to be optimistic about the season? What have you seen that causes a little doubt in your mind?
The first thing that we see positively is great enthusiasm. Of course, with 11 sophomores back, you expect that.
Right.
And enthusiasm has been very, very high. And things that we've probably been a little bit disappointed in is I think our sophomores need to be doing the talking, and our freshmen need to be doing the listening. And right now, our sophomores aren't talking, our freshmen aren't listening. That's a concern.
All right. What do you think is the solution to that?
The solution to that is just us demanding what we want. And, I think that players are like young people today. They're like you and I. We're going to do what's demanded of us. As long as we're consistent in our demands, I think the players are going to respond.
All right. Now, you mentioned freshmen and sophomores. We've got several returning players, some new players coming into the program that bring a lot of exciting talent. How are those two groups blending together right now?
Well, it's kind of like gasoline and water right now, to be honest with you. Our sophomores, I think, other than the talking, Jesse Tesmer has just been really standing out in practice. He's a 6'8" player from Greencastle. Wasn't really heralded coming out of high school, but he's really been doing the job for us the last 2 or 3 weeks, as has Caleb Begley, the shooter from Jasper, Indiana. Other than that, we've had, the rest of the sophomores have had their good days, they've had their bad days, but those two have been really consistent. Our freshmen are heralded, and they're very talented, but some of them think they are too. And it's up to us sometimes to knock that pedestal down and reel them back in, because this isn't high school basketball. It is not basketball in the Sandlot. It's not AAU basketball. This is collegiate basketball at its very best. We demand teamwork right here, and the sooner they can blend the talent in with the cerebral basketball that we played last year, I think the Statesmen will have a very good year.
Collegiate basketball is certainly a different animal, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, you have taken the team to 3 jamborees so far. Our record has been excellent in those jamborees. Who has stood out in your eyes among these very good players?
Well, again, getting back to our sophomore leadership, going into the season, we thought Dennis Hightower was, all conference and all region last year, and obviously he's still the hub that I think we're going to build this team around. But he's going to have to accept that ownership also. Along with that, we surround him with 2 really good shooters on the wings, and Caleb Begley, and Begley's everything that we could have expected so far. Jake Newton, who by the way has just verbally committed to SIU Edwardsville. He'll be going up there next
for
year
Jake.
and playing at Edwardsville Division I. So that's his dream. We recruited him out of Oakland City, or he came here out of Oakland City. The dream of playing D1 basketball. And again, Tesmer in the big spot at 6'8" has been very pleasant. Nick Painter right now hurt his wrist up at Lakeland this past Saturday, and he has it in a kind of an elastic cast right now, but hoping he'll be back for us in the next couple days. So those sophomores, Hauser has looked really good at times. Duncan has looked good at times. So it's just a situation. It's a long season. This is it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, and they just got to bring their pail to work every day and be blue collar workers.
Absolutely. Thermos lunchbox and get at it and grind it out, right?
And that's the great thing about this community and this college. We are blue collar people. We do want hard work. We want trust. All the values that somewhere along the line it seems like that young people are not taught anymore, but we still believe them in those deep roots here at Lincoln Trail College.
Absolutely. Now, coaching those jamborees and in your practices so far, generally there's 1 or 2 players that will be a little bit of a surprise to you. Who's been that surprise so far this year?
Our freshmen, Mike, are very talented, they rely on that talent to the point that sometimes it's really sickening as a coach, because you know, you want the greatest ability. I always tell the players this, that you can have is dependability. And if you're playing at a level day and then you come back tomorrow and you don't match that level, that's the issue. That's the challenge that you're going to have to bring in here every day. Bring it every day. Bring that dependability every day, and don't be that roller coaster ride. At the same time, understanding that for a lot of these young men, it's the first time away from home. It's the first time where they really got to manage time. So it's a learning experience, and I think it will come. You know, we're not going to give up. That's our job. That's our accountability. And our freshmen are very talented. You know, with Tyler Alexander out of Indianapolis Northwest, a transfer out of Memphis, Tennessee, Jason Smith, is really talented. He's a sophomore. We got Larry Johnson out of Hamilton Southeast. That's been, you know, he's about 6'8", and Mikey Brown, about a 6'5", 6'6" freshman out of Indianapolis Northwest.
Good shooter, right?
He's a good shooter. He's inconsistent.
Okay.
And you know, and inconsistent shooters to me aren't really good shooters, because again, I want somebody I can go out there every day and know they're going to knock down the shot. But we tell our players this, Mike: you can have a bad shooting day, but you really can't have a bad effort day. There should be no correlation between whether or not the ball's going in the basket and how hard you practice. And again, that's a learning experience these freshmen have to learn. That you know, you can have a bad shooting day, but you can't have a bad effort day.
Absolutely. Now, in addition to the jamborees in this preseason, you took the squad up to Terre Haute, Indiana, and attended some seminars there, but also played a couple of scrimmages against the inmates. What did the guys learn from their time in prison?
Hopefully they learned that life's better on the outside than it is on the inside. But it was career day up there, and I want to really express my appreciation to our administration for allowing us that opportunity, because you know, it is a little bit scary when you go in behind those gates and they lock those bars. But you know, we understand that we're going to walk out of there hopefully in about 6 hours. But the prisoners are there, some of them for life, most of them for life.
Right.
We arrived at a camp that's where prisoners have pretty much come and go on their own. We scrimmaged them and beat them pretty handily, and then we went over to the medium security, and then that's kind of a, when you hear that gate lock behind you, that's an eerie feeling. But anyway, we were surrounded by 500 inmates, and the gym was not as big as ours. I mean, it was standing room only.
So the definition of a hostile crowd,
it was
hostile
there.
environment.
It was there, and of course our president, Miss Harris, was sitting on the end of our bench, and it was a learning experience for all of us. But anyway, they beat us on a last-second shot, and anybody that knows me knows that I hate losing. If it's tiddlywinks, I hate to lose. And I'm laying home that night in bed and thinking about it, and the big guy in the sky said, "Hey, Coach," he said, "that one was on me." Because at the end of that ball game, Mike, you would have thought it was a Duke of North Carolina. When that kid hit the shot, I mean, 500 inmates swarmed the floor, and they're asking, did you feel any, you know, were you scared or anything? I wasn't. They really treated us nice, and I've told people that they know how to behave. They're in there by choice, because they treated us like we were kings, and it was career day. Our kids learned about the prison, job opportunities. They learned about the government. At that particular time, of course, you know, they weren't getting paid. The federal prison wasn't getting paid. Right. They are now, but it was a great experience for our young men, and something that we hope we can do again.
Well, I hope so, and it's an experience that not many college young people get to have, to go in and experience the feel and experience the interaction with the inmates, and then come back out. So it sounds like it was a valuable thing for these young men. Well, Coach, we've got 10 days until game number 1 coming up, and as you look forward to those 10 days, moving through the next practice sessions, what is it that you'll be focusing on to prepare for game number 1 and the start of a new season?
Mike, every day is an opportunity that you get out of bed and you perform and do your best. So, you know, everybody gets so concerned and so putting winning as the #1 focus. I think sometimes you forget how you win, and winning is a byproduct of doing things the right way and improving every day. If our team will do those two things, just try to be better today than what they were yesterday, and better tomorrow than what we are today, by come March, we're going to be really good. But the wins will take care of themselves. That's just a byproduct, again, of doing things the right way and constant improvement.
Worry about each day and climb one step at a time.
One day at a time, absolutely.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. I know you've got practice coming up. Sure appreciate the conversation, and I hope you all do too. This has been Mike McElyea along with Coach Mike Ray of the Lincoln Trail College Statesman, wishing you a good afternoon.